Maybe you've asked this question in the midnight hours. After trauma, time feels broken. You don't just get over it. So how long does healing take? Healing isn't measured by days or months. It's measured by moments of progress. And yes, recovery from trauma, especially narcissistic abuse, often takes more time than we expect, but it is possible. There are reasons trauma healing takes longer. Your brain doesn't have a rewind button. Emotional walls must be rebuilt from scratch. You're reshaping identity, reclaiming boundaries, and learning self-trust again. When we're hurting, it's natural to wonder if there's anything we can do to help ourselves heal a little faster. The truth is, while time is a big part of the process, there are also some practical steps that can make a real difference in how we move forward. Let's talk about 3 things that can really help speed up the healing process. 3 things that, when practiced intentionally, can help us find peace and restoration more quickly, even when the pain feels overwhelming. The first is space. This means giving yourself both physical and emotional distance from whatever or whoever caused you pain. Sometimes that looks like rearranging your living space to create a sense of calm, or simply stepping outside for a walk in nature to clear your mind. Emotional space might mean taking a break from certain conversations or social media, or just allowing yourself to feel your emotions without judgment. Creating this space is not about running away from your problems, but about giving yourself the room you need to breathe, reflect, and begin to heal without constant reminders of what hurt you. The second thing that helps is support. Healing is rarely a journey we can take alone. Whether it's leaning on close friends who listen without judgment, joining a faith circle that prays with you, or seeking out a professional counselor who can guide you through your feelings, support is essential. Sometimes, just knowing that someone else cares or that you're not alone in your struggle can make all the difference. Support can come in many forms. Maybe it's a text from a friend, a group meeting, or even a heartfelt conversation with someone who understands. Don't be afraid to reach out and let others walk alongside you. The third key is consistent action. Healing isn't a one-time event, it's a daily practice. This might mean setting aside a few minutes each day to journal your thoughts and feelings, which can help you process what you're going through. Or maybe it's reading scripture or inspirational texts that remind you of hope and purpose, even on the hardest days. These small daily habits build up over time, creating a foundation for lasting healing. And finally, spending time in prayer or quiet reflection can be incredibly powerful. Whether you pray in a quiet room, out in nature, or simply sit in silence, these moments help you connect with something greater than yourself and find comfort in the midst of pain. Remember, healing is a journey, and while it may take time, these 3 things, space, support, and consistent action, can help you move forward with hope and strength. Scripture says, "For everything there is a season and a time to heal." Healing isn't something we rush, it's actually partner work with God. He isn't asking you to run before you can walk. I remember thinking I'd never feel okay again, not after the betrayal. The pain was so deep, it felt like it had settled into my bones, and every morning I woke up with a heaviness that made it hard to even get out of bed. I questioned everything, my worth, my choices, and even my faith. There were days when I wondered if I'd ever be able to trust anyone again, or if I'd always carry this ache inside me. I felt isolated, like no one could possibly understand what I was going through. The world seemed to move on, but I was stuck replaying the hurt over and over in my mind. But over time, God's love began to rebuild me. It wasn't a sudden transformation, but more like a gentle, persistent presence that refused to let me go. I started to notice small things, a sense of peace in the quiet moments, a glimmer of hope when I least expected it. Sometimes it was a kind word from a friend, or a verse that spoke directly to my heart. Other times, it was just the feeling that I wasn't alone, even when I felt most abandoned. God's love was patient with me, meeting me right where I was, not demanding that I heal faster or move on before I was ready. I started to notice my voice changing. The triggers felt smaller, and the things that used to send me spiraling didn't have the same power over me anymore. I found myself able to talk about what happened without breaking down, and I realized I was growing stronger, even if it was just a little at a time. I learned to give myself grace, to accept that healing isn't linear, and that setbacks didn't mean I was failing. I began to see the beauty in vulnerability, and I let others in, sharing my story and listening to theirs. That connection brought comfort and reminded me that I wasn't alone in my struggles. And I found more joy. It wasn't overnight, and there were still hard days, but I started to notice laughter returning to my life. I cherished the simple moments, sharing a meal with friends, feeling the sun on my face, hearing music that lifted my spirit. I realized that joy could coexist with pain, and that hope could grow even in the darkest seasons. The people around me became a source of encouragement, and I learned to lean on them, to let their love and support help carry me forward. But honestly, every day I moved a little bit forward. Some days the progress was barely noticeable, just a tiny step. But over time those steps added up. I learned that healing is a journey, not a destination, and that it's okay to take it one day at a time. Looking back, I see how far I've come. Not because the pain disappeared, but because I grew stronger, more compassionate, and more hopeful. If you're in that place of hurt, know that you're not alone, and that healing is possible, even if it takes time. There is hope, and there is a future beyond the pain. Take a deep breath with me, and let's pause for a moment to honor where we are right now. Life moves fast, and sometimes it feels like we're expected to keep up with everyone else's pace. But today, I invite you to join me in a powerful declaration, one that centers your journey, your healing, and your unique rhythm. Say this with me, out loud or in your heart. My pace is sacred. My healing is God-led. Let those words settle in. Feel the truth of them. You are not behind. You are not late. You are exactly where you need to be, guided by something greater, moving at the speed that's right for you. Every step you take, no matter how small, is a step forward. Your journey is unfolding perfectly, even if it doesn't look like anyone else's. Trust that, embrace it, and remember, you are never alone on this path. If you're ready to honor your own sacred pace, I'd love for you to join our community of support. Go ahead and comment sacred pace below if you're trusting your journey. Let's lift each other up and remind ourselves that healing is not a race, but a deeply personal process. And if you know someone who could use this gentle reminder today, please share this message with them. Sometimes a few kind words can make all the difference. Together, we can create a ripple of encouragement and hope, one sacred step at a time.
What did you make that sound?